What's going on, guys? Jada Black here. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. I want to talk about Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard is getting divorced by Amy, is it Luciani? After 6 months of marriage. They got married in January of this year, and the date of separation is July 1st. So right about close to a little over 6 months. And not only are they separating after this very, very brief marriage that made no sense, she's also asking to have marital property divided up and to receive alimony. Yo, listen, I listen. The funniest thing about this is that what was it like a couple weeks ago or so, she was online upset because people were wondering why she wasn't posting Dwight Howard. And she made it seem like people didn't know what they were talking about. She wanted them to stay out of her marriage, right? Defending being with Dwight. But the reason why she wasn't posting Dwight is because she was looking to leave Dwight. She got married to him and instantly regretted it. That's why she wasn't posting him. And we've all know about the rumors, the court cases. Dwight Howard is a guy who might or may very well be into men. So this marriage didn't make sense. There's just way too much smoke there. And I think it got to her. I really do. I think it got to her. And she probably wanted out as quickly as she got in there. But she probably had an idea. I think Amy had an idea that she could marry Dwight for a little while and then go to court to seek alimony. 6 months of marriage. She did not want to marry this man, but because he has money and resources that she could take from him, she went through with it. But she wasn't going to stay long. And looking at the reports and how she's talking about marital property being divided up. You were only married for 6 months. 6 months. And you're talking about marital property being divided up. You're seeking alimony. Are you serious? If Dwight has good lawyers, that will be laughed out of court. Now, if you want transitional costs, if she needs money to, move into a new place, okay. But alimony, that is a joke. 6 months. Okay. Let's say, okay, I can see if it's a scenario where she wants 6 months worth of alimony, but she wants alimony after 6 months. Yo, these heifers never cease to amaze me. Why would you get married to somebody who you had doubts about? She had doubts about marrying him, and she married him anyway. Let's go to Royce. Royce, right, went on a media tour about Dwight recently. She was on Cam Newton's podcast bashing Dwight. Maybe that got to her because I believe she may have responded to that, but I think that might have got to her. That, you're with a man who's very suspect and who's been accused of assaulting men, wanting to have relations with men, but date women. And I know she knew about Dwight. I believe she's in those Atlanta circles. You know about Dwight, and you got with him anyway. So what was the point of this? It was because she wanted to get a check. She wanted to get paid to go away. That's what this was about. Now, maybe she has dirt on Dwight. Maybe she feels like Dwight is going to agree to pay her alimony to go away. You see, Dwight might be a weird guy into weird things, but he should have known better than to marry this woman. Because looking at the reports, it looks to me that she's there for the money. And you fell right into it. Why? Because you wanted to prove that you like women. So to prove that you like women, you go and you marry this woman. And now after 6 months, she's divorcing you and she wants alimony. She wants to divvy up marital property. That doesn't make it makes no sense. But this is the position he put himself in. Dwight did this to himself. He has nobody but himself to blame for this. Let's get into this article from TMZ. Dwight Howard's wife, Amber Rose Howard, has filed for a divorce after just 6 months after she tied the knot with the ex-NBA superstar. Court documents obtained by TMZ Sports show the rapper and reality star, quote unquote, known widely as Amy Luciani, requested the split from the basketball player at a Georgia courthouse on July 1st. Amber wrote in the docs, the marriage is irretrievably broken, adding there are no prospects of reconciliation. She must have caught Dwight in a very compromising position. Amber asked that all marital assets and property be equably divvied or divided by the court. She also requested alimony. This 6 months. Listen, unless she got dirt on Dwight, y'all think she got dirt on Dwight? That's the only way I could see her getting any type of alimony, is if she has dirt on Dwight. How can a judge rule? Now again, you understand alimony can last for a very long time. Now, is she looking for like a temporary alimony for like the 6 months she was with Dwight? I don't know, but trying to get lifetime or long-term alimony is crazy to me. Transitional costs, you want to have, paid to have her move to a different place. I mean, it is what it is. But alimony to me is a joke. After 6 months, you need to just take what you had in that relationship before y'all got married and leave with that, which probably wasn't much. This is why she's asking to have assets divided up and asking for alimony. These are it's just seemed a little delusional to me. So unless she has dirt on Dwight, I don't see how she's going to get that. Howard and Amber went public with their relationship last December when they announced on their Instagram page they were engaged. Say, met you and ain't stopped smiling since Superman. Amber said in a now deleted IG post. Amber docs stated the two were formally married on January 11th. Howard, who's 39, is currently in the Big Three League after 18 seasons in the NBA. Amber was in season 11 and 12 Love and Hip Hop Atlanta and released an album, Amy's World, in 2023. Yeah, this whole thing was a waste of time. But again, Dwight wanted to prove to y'all that he liked women. So he went and made a very dumb choice to marry this woman. Okay? Very dumb choice. A woman who didn't even want to be with him like that. She already had one foot out the door. She know those rumors with Dwight. What's going on with him. The guy is clearly likes to go in both lanes. He likes to go in both lanes. Everybody knows this. I'm not making things up. And he's even alluded to it. But I think a part of Dwight still wants to prove that he likes women. So he gets into, he did the same thing with Tia Cooper, the WNBA player, Tia Cooper, right? He got into a relationship with her, got engaged to her, that fell apart. And now he gets with this woman, he marries her, and it completely falls apart. These women do not want to be beards. They do not want to just be there just to show the world that you're into women. And she's not looking to leave this relationship empty-handed. See, this is the environment you foster when you are not able to be who you want to be. You end up in relationships with women who are just going to use you. And that's what's going on here. She just wants to use you. She was arguing with people online because they were wondering why she wasn't posting Dwight, because she was ashamed of being with Dwight. She was ashamed of being with him. That's why she wasn't posting him, because she was ashamed of being with him. And this is why I would never understand, because when they went public with their relationship in December, you marry him in January, people were talking about things then. And maybe Dwight didn't want her to leave, and that's why he went and got married so quickly after going public in December of last year, and then you go and you get married in January of this year because he didn't want her to leave him. But now she's left you 6 months later and she's asking for alimony. Now, did she catch him in a compromising position? You just never know. You just never know. And I think that Dwight is a guy that needs to figure out what is he into, what does he like, because there's something that happened that made her say, you know what, I want out. She wanted out. And then you got Royce, media campaigns to ruin Dwight. Every time Dwight get with a woman, she's on a warpath. See, the thing is about Royce wants to blame Dwight because she's a bad mother, right? And also, I think a part of her wants to be with Dwight. These baby mamas do this. They act like the guy that they laid down and had a child with is the worst thing ever, when really that's who they really want to be with, but that guy don't want to be with them. So you had Amy here who decided to get with him and marry him. Maybe she didn't think that it would be as crazy, but again, you know, Dwight's business has been out here for the last couple of years. And she got with him anyway. And I'm pretty sure she was warned, but for some reason, she just couldn't take it anymore. She had to get out. But the crazy thing about this is that she stopped posting Dwight. She wasn't even posting Dwight before the July 1st date of separation. She wasn't posting him then or before then. She was already looking for an exit strategy. So let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts on the video and share. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, X, Instagram, and I'll see y'all next one.